ago, Taha wasn't even in this country, okay? So he's learning a new language. And one of the exercises that we did, I don't know, exercise, but one of the things we had practice was make sure we knew everybody's name. And here's a person who wasn't even in our country a year ago, and we went around. Everybody's making mistake after mistake after mistake. But Taha here was one of the only people who never made a mistake, right? And he had everybody's name down. And Taha got better and better and better. And you did too, Julian. You got better and better and better every week. And probably, if there was going to be a most improved player on the team, I think we'd have to probably give it to Taha. Because from week 1 to the last week, I think Taha probably improved the most. Because he worked hard against it. I remember when that one game where he missed about 3 goals. He just missed to the left, missed to the right, and he was so close. And that next game he came back and he scored a goal. He was so excited because of all the hard work that he did. So, for that, Taha, here's your trophy.
Yay!
Benjamin and Nicholas, you guys come up together, okay?
Oh, double trouble.
Double trouble. Now listen, I've known Benjamin and Nicholas since they were 3 years old in Miss Roseberry's class with Michael. So I've known them for a very long time, right guys?
About most of our lives.
Most of our lives. And so, listen, they were 2 of our leaders on our team because they were 2 of our 8-year-olds on the team, right? And I knew that whenever I had to have a practice game, I had to split people up. I always had to make sure that I had to separate Benjamin and Nicholas because it wouldn't have been fair to put them on the same team together because I knew they were going to be running up and down the field really hard and playing really hard. And it was that type of leadership that I needed, right? And I know I gave you guys a hard time this year, right? But I knew you could, and I only did that because I knew you guys could handle it. So hopefully, when you guys continue to play soccer, you'll always, as you're running up and down the field, you hear Coach Mike say, run, keep those feet moving, right? Got it? Good job.
Yay!
Okay, Macy, come on up. Now Macy was another one of our 8-year-olds, right? So we had to play 5-on-5 games, and we had a roster of 9. So you do the math. That means some people had to play extra. So I always knew I could have Macy play extra because she could handle it, right? She was always one of the people that when the ball was out of bounds, I could say throw it in, do the goal kick, do the corner kick. I could always depend on her to do those things. So she was another one of my veteran players. But the story I remember from Macy was that one of the last practices, she came to me, she looked a little upset, and she said she had a blister on her toe or something like that. And so I paused for a minute, and I said, all right, well, kick the ball with your other foot then. And that was the way it was going to be. She kicked it with the other foot. We never heard anything about that silly little blister right there, right?
Yay!
Spencer, come on. Now, Spencer was another one of our 6-year-old kindergartners, but I don't think anybody could look at our field and point out Spencer and say he's a 6-year-old kindergartner. I don't think anybody's gonna say that about him. He definitely held his own out there against those 8-year-olds. And again, when you have 6-year-olds playing against 8-year-olds, that's a big difference in age, a big 2-year difference in age. But I tell you what, whenever we had goal kicks, Spencer has one of the strongest legs on the team. Whenever we had a goal kick, I'd look around and see if Spencer's around, because if Spencer's around, I'm going to have him kick that ball because I knew he could blast it. Well, you have a very strong leg too. So good job, buddy.
I knew it.
I'm going in the other field. So first one is Steve.
We're Robert.
Now,
We know. Tell us the year.
Obviously I'm biased, I'm human, so we got my 2 favorite players on the team here, right? So with Steven was my little bulldog, right? I could tell him to cover somebody and he would cover him. During the last game we played, I don't know, we knew the other team, and I knew Teddy was the best player on the other team. So I said, Steven, you need to cover Teddy, right? So next thing I know, I look up, Teddy's the goalkeeper, and Steven's following him around in the goal, right? And so, I don't know why Teddy was a goalkeeper, but I had to tell Steven that as long as he's goalkeeper, he doesn't need to cover him. But it didn't matter where he was. If I told him to cover him, he would do it. Steven always, if I told Steven to go stand on his head in the corner, he would do it, right? So from a coach's point of view, that's always great when you have a player that can do everything that the coach ever asks him to do. So appreciate that.
Yay, good job, Steven.
Last but not least is Michael. Okay.
Michael Ernest.
Michael Ernest Reed. And let me.
He's our dad. And she's our mom with the videotape.
Right. So now, Michael. First of all, I have to say, thankfully, he finally lost that tooth. Because I was calling him Snaggletooth for the longest time.
It's my third.
And now I get to call him the old wise tooth.
And I got a $2 bill from him.
Okay. Now listen, Michael has come a long way. You know what? If the ball is in the middle of the field and Michael's running one way and somebody else on the other team is running the other way, I'm going to put my money on that other player backing down first, because Michael would be fearless. He would run after that ball as hard as he could, and it didn't matter if he was about to have a collision or not. So this was Michael's last season at U8. He's had 4 seasons. Coach Hugh and Benjamin and Nicholas were on that same team 4 seasons ago. And again, he's come a really long way. A lot of you guys don't realize this, but he really has. So I want to say great season, Michael.
Yay!
That's it. Good job, All-Stars.
Yay! Great season, All-Stars.
We're going to take a trip.
We're going to walk to the back where it's all green.
Why don't you just line them up in a straight line and we'll march them back there so they don't get hit by the ball.
Spencer.
My